Whoa, hey, welcome back. Oh, want to know about the future? Want to know about your future and how to figure that out? Sure, we can talk about that. It's actually a question I get a lot. I've always have, and this is interesting to me because it's not the way I look at it. But I can see the future very well, and I want to explain why, why that works, and why asking about the future is dumb. I'll tell you how. So first, let's understand how the future really works. It is not a film strip. It is not something that is out here, you can fast forward and rewind it. Now, you can play your life backwards that way, but going forward, no. It doesn't work like that. It is not a film strip. So asking a psychic or somebody, hey, what's gonna happen to me in a year or 10 years from now, they can give you an answer that is both right and wrong, no matter what they say. So it's not very helpful, right? What you're really asking about is what's the most likely outcome and what really is my trajectory? What's my momentum and my direction that I'm pointing now with my actions that I've led up to this point? That's really what's going on, right? So that means that you have the power to change it too. So the future is made up of all these different probabilities, all these different ways that you can make a choice, left, right, or the other time you do it right, right, or you just do right, or left, left, all these different ways that you can make different choices along the way, which means there's all these different outcomes, right? So how do I see the future? How does anyone see the future? It's not like it can be written in stone, but you can get the idea of ones of these flows that are denser. The way I see it is like they're like ribbons, and I can feel the density. I can feel stronger ones, I feel lighter ones, and I kind of resonate more with the stronger ones and go, hey, you know what? This is what the flow looks like now. And it can work okay. It really can. I've been able to see 20, 25 years in the future pretty easily. So it's helped me very well in tech, in technology business and things to be ahead of the curve. Sure, but I don't get caught up in it. I don't sit there and wondering about the future. I'm really staying more present so that I can make every action I do in the present moment the best I can to create the future I want. So instead of asking what's going to happen to me in 10 years or what's going to happen to me in this year and what does 2026 have for me, instead of asking that, because that's putting your power outside of yourself, it's saying, hey, these things are going to happen to me, so I don't have anything else to do with it. It's totally bullshit. You have massive things you can do with it. You can make massively different choices. You can completely change your life, and you can change it now because it's all built around frequencies. You can change the experiences you have. I can show you all different ways. But I don't like the idea that you give your power away to something and make it seem like I'm just this leaf that's floating down the creek, and I'm gonna bump in a rock here, I'm gonna bump in a rock here, bump in a tree branch here, and get stuck over here. No. You see, the reason that this gets confused is because there are still these destiny points, these little fate nodes, as I like to call them, that are spread everywhere. Throughout all your different choices and different paths that you take, you can run into these different little fate experiences, but you set them up yourself. So once again, it's back in your free will. How do they work? So let's take that example, you go left. You may have set up different experiences that you can have because of this choice. But if you were to take the right choice, or choice over to the right side, and you will have different experiences that you can run into, but you set them all up. But if you go over here, then you may not run into these experiences, and that's okay. And so what happens is you set up all these different kind of fate nodes all over the place that you could run into depending on your choices to them. So again, it's all about your choices, and it's all about how you set things up, all for your benefit. So instead of asking, what's gonna happen to me in a year, ask, what can I do right now in order to make my year like this? You want a different job? Cool. Figure out what you gotta do for that. You want a different partner? You want a different lover? Cool. Figure out what you gotta do for that, because you have to make yourself whole so you can attract the right one as well, right? So it's more about bringing your power back to yourself, into this present moment, so that the future becomes the way you want it, the way you create it. Does it make more sense? Does it feel better this way? Because it does provide you with more responsibility, but that's a good thing, because now you're responsible for your own experiences. You will run into those little fate nodes, and that's okay, because you set them up for yourself. but you can also choose the path and you can change it as you wish. So that's how the future really works. And that is how your power really works. And I want to bring your power back to you.